Okay, so it's not bad aspects. You're not getting any stress around this. This is something unique in our own nature. Okay, so that's the Venus. Oh, stressful aspect. The sun. We look at the sun. We get the sun in Leo, daylight increasing, nighttime is greater. Here I am. Notice me. I want to be best, and I'll do what's necessary, what needs to be done. Let me fix this for you. Let me do this for you. Let me help. Let me lead. Okay, that's natural. Follow me. It's fixed, fire, determined, proud, noble, and it's ruled by the sun, by itself. So it's her sun. She's the Leo. Ta-da! Here I am. Don't mess with it. This is it. Applaud. When you put it into the houses, it's in the first house. But the identity is really focused on that sun. This is who I am. You have no questions about who she is. It's just about how to make it better. But the sun in the first house, it's rising and below the horizon. So she wants to come out of her personal world. This is me, and make a point in life. She wants to be noticed. She can have it all together and be free. But she's got a drive to be the winner with the sun in the first house, the confidence, and to identify to her confidence. But two, all of her energy goes up to that moon in Aries. I gotta live it. I gotta do it. I gotta prove my confidence. I can do it. I can take it on. So it's a very competitive nature here, and a need to win and be best. But she would have trouble taking orders or dealing with criticism. If anyone started to think she didn't do something right and told her that, her response would be, "How dare you? How are you doing? You're not. What are you like?" It would get her dander up. But at the same time, she would work 10 times more to prove that she's the divine right of kings or queens, you might say. But she's the person that everyone's going to notice her. She's the leading edge. This is the leader, the sun in the first house. It's not the moon in the 10th house is the administrating leader, the boss, but the sun in the first house is my identity. I can do it. I've got to be best. I am somebody. It's just before sunrise. Ta-da, the daylight's coming. Before sunrise, it's not dark. You're starting to see the daylight showing on the eastern horizon. So the light is coming. In the west, it's dark. But that's when she was born, coming in just before sunrise. But this adventuring spirit, now the sun in the first house, with strong identity, confident identity, it trines the moon. So it works really nicely to her active moon. It's squared by Neptune, one square, one difficult aspect so far. We had the Saturn to the moon, which was a little more cautious, breaks on the habits. But the sun for all its glory is squared by Neptune. Neptune confuses. Neptune weakens, dissolves, confuses. So yeah, this person by nature is meant to be confident, pride, but there's some dependency, some confusion, some complication that will be coming from her in her life that would affect her confidence. She has everything together, but poor Neptune in the fourth house, poor secrets in the closet, secrets of poor mom, poor husband, somebody who's motivated by. It's almost like that fourth house Neptune. She might believe she has to help people more than she does. Like she with the girl, I have to take care of dad, I have to take care of mom, I have to make sure everything's taken care of. But there's some gullibility factor here. And that she's so projective. This Neptune's on her setting side. The Neptune is, when she takes things in, Neptune, this fourth house, and it's where you're taking everything in to go down through motive. So when anything's wrong, she's going to blame herself, that Neptune squaring the sun. She's going to blame herself. She's going to think she did something wrong. She wasn't good enough. That's going to challenge her son to have to go prove it. So here's someone who has to be noble, has to be proud of what she's doing, would not want to get into problems or be unjust or illegal or do something wrong. But she could easily attract someone that's wrong, and she's always trying to protect them or fix them and fix the things that are being done wrong. There's a guilt complex here. So this could be one part of it. I got to be independent. Why would I have a kid? The other person could have the kids and be driving and take care of the kids completely. But there's a confusion. Well, there's a doubt or a confusion from the Neptune that affects her confidence. Nobody's going to see it, but she has a lonely side inside of this. There's some sorrow, some expectation. Somebody, for all the things she's doing, there's somebody who didn't live up to the expectations of mom or dad, or there's some expectation that wasn't there. Or maybe she builds up expectations on others. She sees it all, and then when other people back off, she's really deeply affected. She gets a lot of sorrow from that Neptune when someone doesn't give her the applause. So on the looks of things, she's the creative person, but if someone thinks she's too proud or too arrogant or whatever, and they pull away from her because she's doing too much, they don't want to work that hard, it's going to really bother her. So often someone with a Neptune sun, they can get in complicated relationships, or relationships that are one-sided or codependent to their detriment. But it can also, when it's resolved, this can be someone who needs to have a dedication to champion a cause, to help people. Like, I got to help mom, I got to take care of the family, I got to do this, there's a need to help or to care. Well, then that need to help, that's the moon. So if she ever found a cause that she was really dedicated to, she would be over dedicated to it. Just the Neptune, the sun is so strong, but to have this temptation of what's belonging, who's deserving, who's not. She's so self-critical about herself and making things perfect, knowing exactly what she wants. When it comes to other people being satisfied or not satisfied, there's a puzzle there. So if someone pulls away, it's like they pull the rug out from underneath her. So it's like the kid who wanted to get the attention of the parents, but the parents were too busy to give her the attention. Something, the Saturn to the moon, the Neptune to the sun. So she has all this energy, but there's the setting side of her chart, she's really vulnerable to these restrictions, Saturn, and to the Neptune expectations and guilts and sorrows. So here's someone who wants to champion the sorrows of the world. Can't champion them all, because champion this one, anytime anyone comes up, it's going to seriously affect her. So we don't know what this is. She's going to try and find a noble way. It could be taking care of someone, it could be a dedication or something. And if there is that dedication, the need to be helpful or to be kind or helping someone, that dedication could feed into the moon. I've got to be dedicated, I need to take care of this, I need to do that. But each one has a sense of being so strong in one way. Something's puzzling here. We don't know what it is. You'd have to ask her. You'd have to explain, this is there, what's happening. But we're alert, there's some puzzle here. When you're looking at a chart and you're advising someone, you deal with the planet and the sign in the house, the sun in Leo and the sun in the first house. That's what you deal with. The aspects, you have to do that sun in the house and the sign first, no matter what. That's the healing energy. The squares and the stress factors, the aspects are just stress factors that come into that. So she could be doing everything she wants, but may never be enough to satisfy mom. Oh my, or family. She might have to break away from family to do her own thing and be blamed for it. Hard to say, some things that you don't know what it is, but you can't say that's the definition of her life. She would feel that, but it's not as important for her to take care of that all the time as to be living nobly and creatively and leading and showing people how to live, of setting the right example. But there's kind of a bit of an Achilles heel here, a little nervous thing. Whereas as an astrologer, you see there's a complex on this. There's a stress factor on this. There's some confusion on this. She's not going to want to be blamed for anything because she's going to want to try and do everything right. So she'd be over dedicated to do everything right to a point of being blind and not seeing whether other people are doing things right or not. And if they weren't, she might be trying to fix it and overcome it, or over encourage people who don't deserve her good energy. Okay, so we got an alertness here on. So with the moon, there was an alertness. The sun, the Venus, everyone has a strength and its weakness, her excitable, her quickness of thinking. But the Neptune is a fuzziness, it's a confusion, it's a codependency. It's not a clarity thing. So her mind will think clearly, but she might not always believe that she can do it to herself. She will do it. She'll do it better than anybody, but she has to do it But if she's with someone who doesn't believe in her, or putting her down, it's going to be a huge effect. If she has a marriage or a home that's not working well, she's going to be able to work out doing things because she gets all the confidence there and avoiding the other things, but trying to solve it anyways. Okay. Whew.